guys, Katie here from It's a Creek Farm, and in today's video I am going to be planting some pumpkins along our driveway. The original plan was that these were all going to be giant pumpkins, but some of the pumpkins need to get planted like days ago or transplanted days ago, and so I'm going to be mixing it up a little bit and doing a few giant pumpkins and then some of the ones that needed to be transplanted a while ago. So I have this area, I've been working on cleaning it up. You can see some of that in a previous video. I think it'd be 2, possibly 3 videos ago. And so now that we have the wood chipper going and we have wood chips, we can lay down our plastic mulch, which is like a sheet of thin black plastic, and plant the pumpkins in that, and then we'll take the wood chips and put on top of the black plastic so that it keeps the black plastic down and it provides extra weed protection, weed barrier. So and it'll help keep it more moist and all of that. So we are getting going on that. This is that area that I cleared the brush from in a previous video, and I just went through with Beck's Weed Whipper and cut down a whole bunch of those little shrubs that were in there. I'm not sure what kind of shrubs they are, but I know that they aren't fruit producing, and they really just kind of spread crazily. So I didn't want, when the pumpkins start growing and expanding, I didn't want to have to wade through all of that to try to get to the plants and the pumpkins and stuff. So I went through with the weed whipper and just cut most of them down, and then Owen raked this for me when I went up to get a drink. And so now we should be able to finish weed whipping and get the black plastic down. So these guys here are spaghetti squash, and I mounded each one with decomposing straw, and then I drilled with our little auger for the drill. I drilled a hole, and then I put some really good quality garden soil in the hole, and then I planted them in that. And I forgot to mulch around these two, it looks like. On the in-between areas, I put the spaghetti squash that needed to be transplanted, and they can be a little bit closer together. I don't care if they're a little closer together and they don't get as good of produce on them or as much produce on them. I have so many of them that more than what I need, so I'm okay with that. So I have those there, and then that's a giant pumpkin, that's a giant pumpkin, that's a giant pumpkin, that's a giant pumpkin. Back there, those two are polar bears that were really stressed, so I'm hoping they bounce back. They kind of are looking like they might. And then here's spaghetti squash, and then this is what we're doing. We ran out of the wood chips. Owen needed to go start working on another project, but we're just putting the wood chips down on top of the black plastic mulch, and I eventually want to expand it a little more, but they look really good. Then these are the Atlantic Giant pumpkins. So I have 3 of those big ones there. And so those ones are spaced pretty far apart. But it looks really nice, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I am very excited to get this. Love to plant some flowers or something along the edge. That probably isn't the wisest idea, because now that I'm thinking about it, it will cause issues with the pumpkins spreading. But I'm gonna, once I get everything planted, I'm gonna just kind of keep cleaning up behind here in this area. We worked really hard and got this area cleaned up this morning, and it looks really good. The wood chipper is working great. I'd love for this whole area here to be wood chips. Look how nice and clean that looks. I love it. So I'd love to eventually get wood chips there, but we need them elsewhere, and we need to finish this first. So we're just gonna keep chipping away at it, like that joke there. My parents said they'd be willing to come out and take a few hours and help us chip so that I can plant while they're chipping, and then that would make things a lot quicker. It was kind of tedious today because I had to cut a hole in the plastic, drill with my auger, drill down, and then I had to put dirt in, plant it, put more dirt like around it and everything, you know, and then do the chips, and then move on to the next hole, and then water. And so it was kind of tedious, but by the time I got to the end, it started going faster. So I'm thinking, you know, just find a groove, and if I have a few more people helping me, like if the kids help or something, I could have one work on measuring and spacing on the black plastic. We'll stretch it out. One can mark, you know, the feet that they need to be spaced apart. Some of them are 12 feet, some of them are 6, some of them are 4. So they could measure that. And then another person could, like, my dad said he has a hole burner. It's actually not a hole burner, it's a torch on the end of a propane, like propane torch thing, but it's like handheld. And then we would burn a hole, so that would probably be an adult have to do that. And then somebody go behind and drill, and then somebody go behind and plant. That would make it a lot faster. Could kind of do assembly line and get it all done in just a few hours if we did it that way. So, or even just 2 people, you could figure it out where, you know, one person is always working behind the other one, and that would really make a big difference. But it took a bit, and then the mosquitoes came out at the end, so it was just like, hurry up and get this done, get our stuff cleaned up, and get going on the next stuff that we have to do today. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will see you next time.